Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. It is I, Karla. I am back with another video that I promised you. Oh man, wow, have things changed? You guys have watched my videos. From what I hear, many of you have been watched them over the years. Um, I haven't done a lot of videos, and I'll tell you why. Because it's much easier to do reels and short blurbs than it is to, um, record and edit longer videos on YouTube. And so when you don't see me over here, best believe that you'll see me every single day on Instagram and Facebook because it's just easier than taking the time out to make videos like these. But because I love you guys and you give such great feedback, I want to come here and, update, some of the information that I've shared in the past and just kind of give you a glimpse into what our life is like now. Again, I have two adults and four teenagers now. Can you believe it? If you've seen my videos in the past, you've seen all these little people with little pitter patter feet and squeaky voices, and now I got young men and young women running around, or not running around. Maybe I should say sitting around. Things are much different than they used to be. So I wanted to come and share. You can think of this as kind of a day in the life. I've done 2 day in the life videos on my channel in the past. I did one for 2015 when my kids were much younger. So that was 8 years ago. And then I did one in 2020, which was 3 years ago when they were a little older. So, and you were able to see from morning to night what our days looked like. Well, this is kind of one, but I'm going to tell you what our days look like because they're bananas now, and recording every single goings on of our day is just not possible because half the time we're not even here or they're not here. So I wanted to kind of share with you what things have been like. Things have been much, much different. When they were younger, our focus was more than anything exploration and just really exposing them to any and every type of idea and experience that we could within our power that will help them see and hone in on their own gifts, talents, and interests and things that they may be passionate about pursuing. Some of those things when they were younger turned into, short-term interests. Some turned into massive bodies of knowledge that they have acquired. Others were short-lived. And some, like my oldest son, has turned into a career. And so I want to share with you today kind of how those things have happened. But our focus back then was exposure. I always say, and I say this in my book, and you'll hear me say it on social media all the time, exposure creates fires. It lights fires. If you have kids that don't know what they want to do, it's because they haven't seen it, felt it, or experienced it yet. Hold on tight and keep exposing them to new ideas, people, places, careers, industries, everything that you can think of. And before you know it, they'll know what they love and they'll know what they don't. And then you're on your way because they are ready to have tunnel focus in a direction or a path that they themselves have chosen. And you get to go along for the ride. So isn't that exciting? So outside of the other videos that we've shared, my kids have grown up before my eyes, and it seems like it just like I closed my eyes and opened them, and suddenly they're all older. Some days I do well with that, and other days I don't because I missed those young years when everything in the world was new and and just exciting to explore. And the difference between those days when, I could strew something and they dive into it and we would go somewhere and just everything was new and exciting and to explore, to these days where every single one of them are so tunnel focused on the things that they're passionate about that it's different. It's so different. It's not good or bad. Um, I can't say that I liked, before better than now. That's not the point. It's the fact that it is completely different. And, I think as a homeschool mom, as an unschool mom, you have to be prepared for the transitions. You have to be prepared for when something doesn't work anymore and you have to get creative or make changes to your expectations or your actions to be able to go with the flow. Because especially if you have a house full of kids, things are always changing and you have to be willing to change with them or you're going to have a really, really hard time. And I'll be honest with you, there were times when I did. I had I struggled with some things. One of those things that I struggle with is read alouds. I absolutely, out of every experience, out of everything that we've ever done together as a family, read alouds was always my favorite time. To have all of my babies in one room, sitting and enjoying adventures and, historical fiction or biographies or just scientific ideas and all kinds of things. We read books from every era, from every culture you can imagine, from every continent you can imagine. And we had a ball having discussions and just learning so much. I loved it. I loved it so much. And in the spring of 2022, that changed for us. And I went kicking and screaming. I was trying to figure out how in the world we can continue to do this. And it just was not possible. That season ended. It lasted from when they were very small up until their teenage years. And I value that more than anything that we've experienced together. But I had to let go. And you may have things in your homeschool or what you've done, with your kids during your unschooling journey that have changed. Your kids have changed. Your schedules have changed. You have changed. Just certain things don't fit with the current season of your life, and you've got to be okay with that. Because the next season is going to offer also some very beautiful moments. And I can attest to that we have had some beautiful moments as they've grown and matured and become young men and women that I would never take back. And so I really missed that time with them. But what happened was they're getting older, they're getting jobs, they're getting involved in other things, whether it's socially or classes and things outside of the house, to the point where no one's home all at the same time. And I'm going to talk about that in a moment to kind of give you an idea of what our days look like. And again, it's going to look much different than my other DITL videos, but it just did not fit. So, mom being the mom that she is, trying to hold on to those moments, I said, well, how can we transition that same feeling or that same experience into something different that we can share together? One of the things we still share together are our snack boxes. We used to do Universal Yums, now we do Snack Crate. And we, have the opportunity to just kind of spend time together and enjoy those snacks and learn about a country, different country every month. And that doesn't take as long. That's like 30 minutes, 45 minutes versus 3 weeks to read through a book. You see what I'm saying? And so another thing that I have found that I really enjoy with them is finding really rich movies that are historical fiction, movies that take place from, different eras, different cultures and countries. We've been able to take 2 hours. Maybe I can find 2 hours versus 3 weeks. With a book. I can find 2 hours for a movie that we can watch and discuss and have those rich moments with. So sometimes you have to adjust and go with what is working in the moment and not dwell so much on what isn't working or what you're trying to fit, a square into a circle. Doesn't fit anymore. I can enjoy the memories that we had. I have pictures of every book we've ever read together. But it's time to do something different, and I'm okay with that. Took me a while, but I'm okay with that. And so things are much different. So let me move on to discuss a little bit about what is different in our days. In our other DITL videos, you'll see we were all at home a lot. At that time, we weren't involved in as many things outside the house, but now that is much different. Most of my kids, well, the two that are older, are living on their own and pursuing their goals and dreams. And so we have four that are still at home: 16, 16, 15, and 13. The two 16-year-olds have a job, and sometimes they are gone before I wake up in the morning to go to their job. And that's the benefit of homeschooling, because any projects that they're working on, anything that they're learning, any class that they might be taking online can be taken at any time of the day. So they're able to work during the day and work as many hours as they like, because they have financial goals that they've created for themselves. So they love their job. And I love seeing the responsibility and the maturity and all of the learning that takes place as a result of them being employed. So we talk a lot about those kinds of things with them, and, workplace shenanigans and all those kinds of things, how to handle different situations, how to be a leader, how to be a good, example on the job, those kinds of things. But they're gone. And then I have the two younger boys, 15 and 13, who are here at home. One who is absolutely obsessed and immersed in robotics and electronics, and he's doing projects and watching videos and reading and just any number of things throughout the day. And then I have my 15-year-old, who is a musician slash actor slash songwriter. He's very artistic. He is writing music. He is self-teaching himself piano and guitar. He's been doing piano for quite a few years, but guitar is new for him just over the last 2 months. And he is writing songs. He is producing videos for his YouTube thing. He's learning, learning from other artists and things of that nature. He's about to start another piano lesson. He has been in several plays and things of that nature. So he's very, very passionate, and so we support, all of the things that they're doing. And they're involved in things like plays and, acting courses and robotics teams and all that kind of stuff outside the house. So they're gone usually in the evenings, but they're the only ones here during the day with me. And so there are things that we will do once in a while that I will initiate with them. But for the most part, they are running their day, creating their own schedule, that kind of thing. So I don't mess with the projects that they're working on, because they wake up with plans of their own. Once in a while, I am doing algebra with them because they asked to do algebra. So I am doing algebra. And we'll see if they want to do, any further math, and then I'll do that with them as well. So that's something that we do together throughout the day. And then the other two, when they get home from work, they're diving into their art, into their technology, and just anything that they're passionate about in the moment, and resting from having worked, all day. So that's kind of what our days look like. They are hardly any of them are the same. A lot of times in between doing things and projects with the younger ones, I am writing. As you know, I've written multiple books, 3 of which are on homeschooling / unschooling. But our days are so much different, and they're so quiet. My days used to be very loud and active, and these days things are very, very quiet. And I'm getting used to it, but some days I wish, I heard a little bit more action going on around here. But as kids get older, they tend to get a little bit more tame, right? So that's kind of how our days go. And it just depends on the day, whether I'm shipping somebody off to the mall with their friends or to the movies with their friends, or I am definitely mom slash taxi driver around here, and we have two that will be taking driver's training this summer. So, but man, oh man, uh, things have changed drastically. And in my last video, you may have watched that we're getting rid of a lot of stuff because we just don't need it. And my kids' needs, when it comes to interest-led learning for them, all of the tools and the things that they utilize are pretty much interest specific. So there's no need for all of this extra stuff all over the place, right? So went through all the games and all of that stuff and going through books, and I'm not done. But and of course, we're not done with homeschooling. We're not done with our learning journey. Learning never ends, right? But coming up here soon, my two 16-year-olds, this is their last year. They will be going into programs next January to pursue the things that they're interested in. My 15-year-old will also be starting a program at the local college for music production. One of my oldest will be starting a program for prereqs for the police academy. So there's so many things that will be different, and literally it will be myself and my 15-year-old, or my 13-year-old, sorry, the youngest, that will be here at home, for the next couple of years, and even his last 2 years of his at-home learning journey. I'll say at home because learning never ends. He'll actually be at a tech center learning robotics and applied construction. So as a dual major. And so, wow, how did we get here so fast, right? It seems like they were just, tiny little people exploring the world, and now they're confident young men and women that are pursuing the things that they love. And I am so thankful that I've had the opportunity to unschool and to focus on what made them a gift to the world versus making them check all of these arbitrary boxes that would not have gotten them any further toward the things that they love. So I hope that was helpful. Again, things are so different than they used to be with them when they were younger, but I just really wanted to share with you the difference. Unschooling may look completely different for you as your kids get older, homeschooling even. And you got to be okay with that. You got to be willing to transition and morph into whatever is necessary in the moment and not be afraid to change and embrace new seasons. Because I'm telling you, if you embrace the new season instead of whining about the old season, I'm talking to myself, then you will find new and really enjoyable aspects to enjoy with your kids. You know what I mean? So, and I have found that for myself that, being the parent of young adults and teenagers has been an amazing experience. The conversations we've been able to have and just the relationship we've been able to build as they've matured has just been really, really great. And so there are so many parts of this season that I know I am going to look back on fondly, just like I look back on the season of all the little pitter-patter feet and squeaky voices from before. But so I just encourage you, pay attention to your kids, pay attention to what their needs are and how their needs may be changing. Learn how to adapt and learn how to enjoy the season that you are in. And that may mean that your schedule's changing. Your homeschool may look completely different. Everything may change from what you got comfortable with. But with change comes a lot of blessings and a lot of special moments. So hopefully that was helpful for you. Just wanted to give you kind of an update as far as where we are and what's been going on with us and how things have changed, what things have looked like versus, the DITL videos that you watched before from 2015 and 2020. Now here we are in 2023 and it is drastically different. So, and that's okay. I look forward to whatever season is to come. and the moments that I'll be able to cherish in those seasons with my kids. So I will see you in the next video. I hope that was helpful. Have a really great day. Bye.